everyone. I just wanted to get on here and wish everyone Happy New Year. 2015 is here, and I can't believe January is almost over. I told Eileen the other day that I would vlog again, so here I am. And I've been watching some of you that are on rounds continue on fighting that fight of getting rid of the fat. Sometimes it just takes a few rounds to get it straight and to get your mind right. And one of the vlogs, Eileen keeps saying don't cheat at the end of the video, and that's very true. Although I don't think I can take credit for that, because I don't remember saying that at the end of my videos. I remember saying bye-bye, but I don't remember saying don't cheat. I think that was someone else, and I can't think of who it was, but I remember someone saying that a lot. So sorry it wasn't me, but someone out there came up with it, and it's true. So I titled this video The Secret to Weight Stabilization, and I'm going to let you in on the secret. It's not a secret. It's about you and you only, and what works for you. Okay, so the people that are watching my videos obviously are thinking about doing HCG, or you have done HCG, and maybe you're thinking, well, I've done the HCG protocol or diet, wherever you want to call it, and it's just not working for me. I do what they tell me to do, and then my weight comes back on after I stop HCG. So you have to remember that HCG is just a tool to get your initial weight off, because we all know HCG works if you do the protocol correctly. You can lose half pound, 1 pound for some people a day, but it's only up to 40 something days total, and then the rest is up to you. And if you read pounds and inches, Dr. Simeon says to follow the phases. Well, he doesn't say that, but we do. After HCG is out of your system, you have to follow a certain way of eating for 3 weeks to stabilize, okay? And if you notice, on what he says not to do is to not eat sugars, starches, okay? So for most of us, that means a low-carb diet. And for me, that I've always said I remain on P3. I'm P3 for life, because that way of eating keeps my weight from coming back on. Okay? I'm not going to sit here and say I'm in shape and I have the most perfect body because I eat this way, but I stabilize. I maintain the weight that I did lose from HCG years ago. I started in 2007, okay? So it's been 7 years, okay? And I've kept the weight off, a low-carb way of eating. There was talk, I don't know, a year ago, a lot of talk about following the nutritional ketosis way of eating. Okay, and that interested me because I didn't really know much about it. In fact, I hemmed and hawed about it for months, thinking, oh, I want to try that, but it just seems really tough. And I finally dove in and I bought the supplies needed to test my blood ketones and to test my blood sugars on a daily basis, twice a day, to see where you're at, what levels you're at. Okay, and so I sat on it for another 6 months until I actually used those supplies, but I finally did it. I did it back in May of 2014, and I'm just now telling you about it. But I wrote down all of my stats back then as to where I was with my blood sugar, and they say the blood level or blood sugar level that you should be at average is 108 fasting. Okay, so first thing in the morning, you shouldn't be over 108. So I tested my blood sugar first thing in the morning after waking up, and then usually after dinner, maybe an hour or two after dinner. And my blood sugar fasting levels were great. I averaged about 80, it looks like. Sometimes a little lower in the evenings. Okay, and then I also did the blood ketone levels, which is another type of strip that you have to purchase, and they're more expensive. But I wanted to do 30 days of this testing just to see where I was at and compare myself to where I was at, you know, on the ketone level. And they say in the book, The Art and Science of Low Carb Living, which is a great book to read if you're interested in this type of eating, your blood ketone levels for optimal weight loss should be, they should test out to be 1.5 to 3, okay, is the optimal level if you're trying to lose more weight. Now, I was pretty strict with what I was eating. I didn't eat more than 20 carbs a day, which is easy to do if you're not eating fruit or, you know, obviously starches. I did not log, you know, my macros. Like I didn't write down how many grams of protein I was eating a day. I didn't write down how much fat I was eating a day. And I always hated doing that. In fact, when I was on HCG, I hated writing down the calories. I think I only did that my first round before I realized, you know, about where I was at on a daily basis on calories. I just kind of winged it, and I was usually right on. But again, I made sure I didn't eat more than 20 grams of carbs, and I just focused more on eating fats along with my protein. So my ketone levels averaged about 0.6, and then in the evening after I ate, they usually were a little higher. A lot of them were 0.9, 1.6, they're all different. So as you can see, I was not in the optimum level for weight loss. And that made sense because at the end of my 30 days, I did not lose 1 pound. I maintained the entire time. But the important thing I realized is that the way I was eating after HCG is what works for me to maintain, okay? And so that's what all of you guys need to do to keep the weight off, to not have to do HCG again, because I never plan on doing it again. I do not want to do HCG again. I just don't. It's not fun, as you all know, to do the HCG diet. It's just not fun. It's just a tool, okay, in the beginning. But it's up to us. This is the secret. It's up to you to figure out what works for your body. If that means don't eat sugar and bread again, that's what it means. And that's what it means for me. So I challenge all of you to promise yourself, I'm not doing HCG again. Once I get my weight off and I'm in a normal, healthy range, which is where I'm at, I promise myself to not touch the things, not touch the foods that make me gain my weight back. And live like that the rest of your life. And it's not hard to do. It's a change. But it's definitely, you know, once you get into it and continue doing it, it's just your lifestyle. You know, and that means that when you go out to eat, you don't eat your bread and your chips sitting on the table. Everything's always in front of you, right? You go to a party and there's cake and ice cream, or you go to a restaurant and they give you the free chips and salsa to eat. That doesn't make it right for a lot of us to sit down and eat the whole bowl, okay? And I'm not going to lie and say I never have a chip in my life, okay? If I do go to a restaurant and I want to taste the salsa, I'll take a little bite of the chip and taste it, and I'm good. I'm good until I get my dinner. And for dinner, you know, it's not like I'm deprived. I'll order a huge steak, and I'll dip my steak in butter, okay, or sour cream. And I have a side salad with full fat dressing, Okay? It's not like I'm over here in a corner going, oh, I can't eat bread or chips. Poor me. Okay? I just realized that if I do, expect to gain 10 to 20 pounds in a month, because that's how quickly a lot of us can gain our weight back. So make the decision for yourself and make your life change. And again, low carb is the way that I did it, and I assume that it probably works for most of you too. So enough with the yo-yo dieting, and make the change, guys. It's important to not yo-yo diet. It's really not good for your body or your way of living. It's just, it makes people crazy, you know, and I'm sure a lot of you will understand that. You know, I've done this for too long to go back and forth. HCG, go back to eating crap. HCG, go back to eating crap. It's just, it's got to stop. So anyways, enough about me preaching. I think some of you have noticed that my website is about to close. I'm about to put it on the auction block for sale. HCG Diet Mart has been around, I think, since 2000. Gosh, I don't even know when I started. 2010 or 11. And it's just time for me to move on to some other things that I'm going to be working on, and so I need to focus my time and energy on my new project. And I'll let you know when my project is complete, and you guys can check it out. But for now, HCG Diet Mart is on its way out, and new things are coming in. It's not health related. Hey, a little birdie told me that someone in our community, HCG community, is coming to Denver, and so we'll be getting together and probably doing a vlog. So watch for that coming soon. I just ran into Miss Cotton Candy Kisses, who a lot of you know here on YouTube, at a restaurant, and that was really cool. And we took a picture, and it's always fun to see HCG people when you're out and about and you don't expect it. So that was cool. Anyways, guys, Happy New Year, and don't cheat! All right, bye.